here in Teacher 604, and in today's tutorial, it happens to be the continuation of the course FMS FMS 304, and this is a very interesting course. It's a course we are already started with, retrospectively speaking, and we are going to continue from where we stopped in the last class. But for those of us who are new to the stream, all right, that's what we're going to be considering. This is where we're going to be taking our bearing from. But for those of us who are new to the stream, let's ensure to use the comment section to say hi, hello. Let's know where you're watching from. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, do well to hit the subscribe button. And most importantly, if you haven't joined the private class yet, you need to join the private class. And how do you do that? All you need to do is to send us a direct message through our official website, which is www.coachio.com. On the bottom right hand corner on the website, you find where it says contact C4IO. Click on the button, contact Coach IO. If you click on the button, it takes you directly, all right? It takes you directly to where you find the option of sending us a direct message on WhatsApp, all right? Find the option of where it takes you to where you can send us a direct message on WhatsApp. You can also consider other options like X, all right? Other options like Facebook Messenger, or even across to us directly, all right? So we have that as that. So without further ado, having said this, without further ado, let's get started with today's class. Now, in our last class, we talked about research. We're able to dissect what research is all about. All right, we're able to dissect what research is all about, and we talked about the types of research. We talked about the applied research. We talked about research based on goal. We talked about research based on objectives. So all this we discussed at length in our last class, and we call it a wrap there. So today's class, we're going to be talking about research methodology. We are simply considering, when we say research methodology, we are simply considering those methods involved or those methods that are obtainable, those methods that hold water when it comes to research writing or when it comes to the conducting of research. All right. Now, it says here, when we consider the classification of research according to method, then we are simply talking about Creswell 1994 broad areas of this methodology. According to Creswell is of the opinion that when you want to talk about or when you are talking about research methodology, all right, you need to put into cognizance that these can be broad areas classified into two, and they are quantitative and qualitative approaches. Are we together? According to Creswell in 1994. So we have Creswell in 1994 talks about, all right, two broad areas, two broad areas, all right, and these broad areas are quantitative and qualitative, quantitative and qualitative. This is a course we all need to put, all right, a lot of effort and ensure that we pass this course, not just to pass the course, but we need to what, put into consideration the efforts of passing this course well. Now, this course we are talking about in question, if you do not pass this course well, this course has the capacity of hindering you from writing your research work in your 400 level. All right, I think we need to. I was trying to explain, all right, a scenario that when it comes to FMS 304, though, before you can register, all right, before you can do your research work, trust me, if you do not pass this course, not just pass, but pass it well, you will be denied. Is one course you need to pay detailed attention to and make sure you pass the course. All right, I think all right, I think that was a thing from the service provider. It's a bit stable now. So now when we talk about the quantitative and the qualitative areas of research based on the research methodology as postulated by Criswell in 1994. What are we simply referring to? When we talk about the quantitative and the qualitative research, let's quickly consider, all right, let's quickly consider what Leading in 1995 has to say. All right, Leading in 1995 said, just a moment, according to Leading in 1995, Leading is of the opinion that quantitative research is an inquiry, and this inquiry it's deep into, all right, social or human problem. And these problems are based on testing a theory composed of variables measured with numbers or figures. What are we saying here in a nutshell? When it comes to quantitative, like it says, quantitative, all right, is that kind of research or research work that is majorly influenced by the use of statistical, all right, procedures, the use of numbers, figures, all right. It is majorly dependent on the use of statistical proceedings to analyze data. Then we are referring to quantitative. So we have quantitative uses, all right, figures, numbers, and statistical proceedings to analyze, all right, measure, all right, theories inquiring into social and human problems. But the bottom line here is definitely this is what research is all about, is to make inquiry, all right, on how to improve upon an existing situation, make it better, improve it, or eradicate it, as the case may be. So, but one thing I considering is that this type of approach, this type of an method uses figures, numbers, and statistical proceedings to analyze the problem. All right, so let's talk about qualitative now. So quantitative uses numbers. So what does qualitative uses? Now, for qualitative research, all right, inquiry process of understanding a social or human problem is built on complex, holistic picture form with words reporting detailed view of information and conducting in a natural setting. So as opposed or opposing or opposite to the quantitative, all right, methodology, the qualitative uses only written words, all right, with detailed view of information and conducting of research in a natural setting. All right, picture, holistic picture formed with words reporting detail. So we have holistic picture, word reporting, all right, without using figures, numbers, statistical proceedings for detailed and um, let's put word reporting in detail, in details. So we have that as that. So other categories, all right, we have correlational research. For other categories, we have correlational research. Here, statistical investigation, all right, is being employed. And this statistical investigation basically is exercise to understand the relationship between one factor, all right, and between one factor and one or more other factors, all right. That is the correlational. We also have the historical research, and here this attempt to solve certain problems, arising out of historical contexts. All right. So these problems arising out of historical context, gathering, examining the information and relevant data in order to solve this problem that originates or emanates from historical events. So let's quickly talk about the purpose of research. So we have the purpose. So for the purpose of research, all right, research as we have it, all right, one of the purpose of research as we have it is for training. All right, training. It was one of our classes with the Department of Management, with the Faculty of Management Science. So we talked about training. And somebody asked a question, and one of the students says, why do organization organize training from time to time? And I answered, now, training is very essential in every organization. All right. And due to the dynamic nature of business, due to the dynamic nature of the environment, things are changing every now and then. New innovations, new strategies, all right, they have been introduced every now and then. So you can't bank on the knowledge you have acquired 6 months ago or 1 year ago, all right? You can't bank on the effective and the efficiency of such information or knowledge, all right? But with the help of training, you are being updated, you are being brought abreast, you need to unlearn the past and learn the, all right, the contemporary. All right. So for the sake of training in research, by going through, it says here that by going through this course, you are subjecting yourself to be trained on how to conduct research. All right. And by training, you get to learn something new. So training takes different shapes as it depends on whether the project you are undertaking is for award of a degree, all right, award of degree. Okay. So we have training. Now, the next thing in line is it is for problem solving. Problem, it is for problem solving. By problem solving, we are simply referring to the fact that research involves the diagnosing and solving of the problem in a specific system. Now, you know your own system, all right? It could be banking, tourism, management, all right? Whatever it is, then this system encounters, all right? It come across a two, all right, sometime or most time. So by with help of research can easily dig deep into the root of things, identify the cause of problems, and design or structure out a way out of this problem and improve the system as a whole. So research is also effective for truth discovery. This is the biggest challenge in research. All right, truth, search for truth. It is the biggest challenge. A researcher Now, when we talk about the searching for truth, a research in search is most of the time classified as pure research. It is the ability to generalize and create knowledge. All right. So this is said to be the biggest challenge in research, and is also classified as the search for truth, which is pure research. So we have that as that. Due to the network issue, we actually started a bit late. So this class is not going to be a long one, but hopefully in our next class, we should be able to start early and cover a lot of ground. So thank you very much, everyone. I believe I've been able to gain something in this class. Please let's ensure to keep our notes up to date and submit them to the appropriate courses. But just before we call it a wrap, I want to give us an assignment real quickly. And so we have assignment one, bone of science discourse. Research is the backbone of science discourse. Thank you very much, everyone. Do have a wonderful evening and bye for now.